Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a good week. Now today's video, we're going to have a PvP gameplay commentary with a really interesting build. The build today is going to be Power Mace Herald. Now, Mace is typically a Condi weapon, but I've been seeing some Revenant players, specifically GW2 and Lorena, playing the Mace as a power weapon. I thought I'd give it a try, and I got some really interesting results. I'm truly not sure if this is, like, good, but I got a really interesting gameplay, and I'm eager to show it to you guys here. So here comes the build, and here is the build. So we are taking Invocation, Retribution, and Herald, of course. I've tried a whole bunch of different mixes and matches of trait lines. This is what seems to work best for this particular build. It's not really the sort of bursty assassin that you typically get from a Power Herald. This one has a little bit more survivability, a little bit more tankiness, and kind of can survive outnumbered a little bit better, which is pretty fun. This has a lot of might. This is kind of going all in on might generation. And kind of keynotes to this build is the Stormsinger relic is equipped because we're using only weapons that are not bugged on Revenant. The dual swords and the great sword are bugged on Revenant. The Stormsinger relic does not work with it, but all these weapons do, which makes the Stormsinger relic work, which makes it feel great. You can always see the weapons here, but it's going to be a staff, a mace, and a shield. We're taking the Rune of the Spellbreaker, Sigil of Battle for that extra might, energy, cleansing, energy for all the rest of the sigils, and this is the build. I feel free to tweak it. I don't know if this is the best build. I don't know if this is the best version. I don't even know if this build is good. But I can tell you that this is a fun build, and I got a really funny, like, 3v1 fight. Anyways, so here we go with the gameplay next. So here is the Power Mace gameplay. I'm going to do this kind of my signature video style where I commentate over the game and slow down and analyze some of the important, crucial moments here. Kind of a funny message. This guy says, "You look like my uncle." So I'm going to take that as a compliment. Alright, so we're moving as a team here with the team. It's really nice the amount of boons that you can provide your teammates who sometimes can otherwise be lacking them. So always good to run around and give them some boons. Looking for the enemy team, but they're stealthed up, so we got to play a little bit safe. I see that somebody is pressuring my friend here. Now, a lot of people know to look for low enemy targets, but not enough people look for low teammates to try and peel people off of, right? Because that's another good way to get kills and, well, win games is to protect your teammates. So anyways, we clean up mid, and here's going to be the first showcase of this build's outnumbered potential. So see the Soul Beast is coming in. I shield 4 to get a good block on the first round of attacks, and then I can shield 5 to basically nullify their whole burst. And I can dodge out of it, swap to the staff, CC to knock them off kilter and burn a stun break from them. And then from there, I can use my sort of burst of skills, use a little teleport for quickness, and I can swap to my mace when it's ready. As you can see, the Wheelbender went down, or sorry, the Soul Beast went down. And the Wheelbender's on me. And we can go ahead and burn him down too. Now, could a dual sword staff Herald survive that scenario? Yeah, probably. But could it do it so comfortably? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about this build. It's certainly fun and unique, and I've been enjoying it, but I'm not sure if it's better or worse or what. I think it's just different. But I'd love for you guys to try this build and test it out and let me know how it's feeling for you guys here. So just kind of lurking around mid, looking for an opportunity. I see my friend bursts in, so I try and follow him up, but it's going a little bit south here. We're heavily outnumbered, and my friend starts moving off the node, and I get tagged by the Mesmer Spear and die. We were 2v4 there. That wasn't a very good fight, so probably shouldn't have taken that fight. But when I see my teammate go for a play, I usually like to try and back them up. For better or for worse, that time it happened to be for worse. So we can port into mid here really quickly with our assassin stance phase reversal, and then we just get into this team fight and we can chuck a bunch of damage down. And my team pulls out, but I get my glint heal off. As you can see, there's 4 people chasing me. And one of them is like a Condi grenade core engineer, which is basically pretty darn close to a build that perfectly screws up a power Revenant. You know, this like look at that unblockable grenade burst there. This sort of constant poison and condition application from range, like from the grenades, where you know you can't really kite it because it's ranged, and then you can do it while looking back. And look at my shield 4 does not go off and does not cleanse the Condi, but finally it goes off now. But I don't know, I don't have the sustain. My teammate runs away. Oh no, yeah, this is over. So I go for a quick little burst to hopefully try and get something, but no, the NG gets me there. So not the best start to this game. Don't worry, we're just getting warmed up. So 2 deaths. Let's get past our little respawn here. Always want to be looking at the map off of your respawn, seeing where your teammates need you. Mid is looking like it's pretty spicy, but it's looking like my only friend there just died. Everybody else is on far, and so I have 2 options. I can defend home, or I can run into far. I decide let's try and defend home, even though it's against this Condi and NG that I don't particularly like to be dueling. Now I'm 2v1, the Mesmer has arrived, so I need to give up the node. Whenever you're fighting for a node, if you're outnumbered, just give it up. Just play for your life. Don't die on a node. You know, it's not the correct play, unless you're super confident on some super tanky build that you can hold them. So nice little bit of burst into the Mesmer here. He uses his distort and his second distort. Typically these virtuosos run 2 distorts, and he comes around the corner. I get him with a big Mace 3, just walks right into it. That was really really tidy timing on that. My port doesn't work on the NG. Now he's going for the res, so I gotta come back here and chuck some CCs down onto this downed enemy here. This is taking much longer than I would have liked it to, but I do land the Jade, so I can do a Mace 2 into the 3, and that gets the engineer down. Now here's another kind of fight that maybe favors the enemies, because look, we just lost a friend, we just lost a teammate, and I didn't really get any value out of my glint heal. So this is typically a situation where you're going, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. But we have some sustain. Use our Hosting Shadows on Shiro to get more dodge frames, get our heal off, and we are able to sustain through that unfortunate circumstance and actually get all the kills. So that was pretty good. Looking to go back into mid here. See the engineers here. If we can get that pick, that would be really handy, because this person is very tanky. But they run off the node, try and get a little bit of a burst, but this person is just so tanky, you can't really get any good clean bursts. You trade a little bit of that burst potential from, you know, dual swords when you go to this build. I could probably get my heal off a little sooner to get the regen ticking, but okay, let's see here. NG's quite low, jumping in. Look at the sustain on this build, eh? Shield block. I used my Mace 3 with the NG accidentally targeted, so I go diving off the node. Oops. That's okay. We're still going to win this fight. We do have a down there, so we can secure that with the Mace 3. And more enemies yet. Can use our Facet Elements, Mace 2, and then Mace 3 for big damage and also big might. Like, if you look at my might stacks in pretty much any of these fights, it's almost always over 15. Got a message from Jag there. Shout out to Jag. He's the biggest supporter of the channel. So I appreciate you, Jag. Alright, so we get that down as well here. You know, the nice thing about this mace is that you have multi-target damage, which is quite nice because sometimes it feels like the dual swords, pretty much most of the damage is single target, right? I know it does cleave, but it's in such a small area that it doesn't really feel like it sometimes. You know, just laying down the Mace 2, it really can sneak up on people, the amount of damage to the Mace 2 when they're standing in it without realizing. So there's a couple scenarios in this game where I chuck that down and then people stand in it and it catches them off guard. Now, I was super scared here doing this res because the Willbender and the Virtuoso are nearby, so I pop my Glint heal and get a good heal off of it. And actually huge damage on the Willbender there. He has RF. Pop down onto the Ranger here. I've got the Willbender here. And I'm going to slow this down because if you look, I've got the Willbender and I've got the Ranger on me, see? So I need to make some space here. So I'm running away, getting some cooldowns, getting some energy. And I'm going to use my Shiro Dodge to reposition. Mace 2, and then Mace 3. And then Faceted Elements, just like this. And hit a huge turn and burn and secure both of the kills on the Willbender and the Soul Beast. So that's a little bit of that sort of multi-target damage coming into play there. The ability to lay down those AoEs and for multiple people to get the damage off of it is really, really handy. So big Mace 3 onto the Mesmer there. And this guy, this Revenant, this enemy Revenant, is outnumbered 3 to 1, so he sadly does not last very long. And we are officially winning. We're winning on the scoreboard end of the map, so this is just kind of the end of the game here, winding it down. But we're coming up to my favorite moment of the whole game here. So we're just prowling around looking to see where the enemies are going to go off their respawns. I dropped down, but I don't want to fight that, so I kind of pull back a bit, just hovering around mid. So I see 2 coming to me, so I throw the Faceted Elements and then run back to make a little bit of space. And just, okay, the Mesmer dazes me, so I know he's going to be trying to go for a burst, so there's that burst. I try to dodge that. I'm going to slow this down here, knock the Soul Beast back mid-hammer to get him off me, throw him into the pit there. And I'm going to use a Staff 5 to burn a stun break from the Mesmer. And Mace 2 and 3 for some counter damage. There's the Spear, so you want to dodge here, so I dodge that. And then the Soul Beast starts bursting, so I shield 5 to negate the burst. And then I'm going to Legend Swap. And I've got my Glint Heal ready, so I use it just in time to catch the Mesmer Spear 2. And then just with that, the Spear, or sorry, the Mace damage takes both of them down, and now a third one comes to me. There's the enemy Revenant, and he's Power Revenant. He's very scary. I just need to survive here and hold this node, and we get the win. So that was a really nice 2v1. Really happy with how that went, and pretty good game overall. You know, it's not super clean. It's not a weapon set that I'm particularly practiced with, but this is fun. I'm really curious to see your guys' thoughts on this build. So give it a try and let me know what you think. And if you find a version that you like better, let me know. Send it to me. I'd love to hear from you guys because this is an interesting and fun build. So anyways, that's all for me for this week. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Thanks very much.